My Instagram got hacked right after we announced our pregnancy.
Grabbed like
He literally
what?
grabbed my belly. Whoa, I could like feel my pulse. In the moment, it was like, oh, is this the right time for us? I don't know. You got, like a booking offer to play at John's Summit. And I was like, what?
One of my friends almost like passed.
I'm like, water. Oh, just like so much love and support just from random people in our community as well. Having a baby was just another adjustment in our life. And I just feel the most, alive in a sense when I'm DJing. The biggest influence is my partner. And I am a different person. Okay, let's go.
So I think it will be the cutest episode ever. And we have the youngest guest in our podcast. And we're happy that you back, Janessa, and thank you for inviting us to your house.
Thank you for being here.
How do you feel? What's going on in your life? We see some changes. Right now it's 3 of us.
I know, right? Well,
it was 3 of us too, but right now
we played together, but now she's out in the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, this has been the biggest change, but it's been great and it's felt really natural. I think because we had so much support and love and obviously time to what is it called? Like take it all in. That when she was actually here, it was just, I don't know, she's so cute.
Yeah.
She makes it really easy, honestly. She's such a good baby. And I have really good support as well from like our family. So it's been barely 2 months and it's been a really good 2 months.
It's so interesting that, as I said before we start filming, that I have so many girls right now. They have a kids this year and I'm 30 and almost 30 and I'm like, oh my God, I feel myself that I'm really close to be a mom as well. I really want it. I just like waiting for the right moment and stuff, but it's really interesting to see how the girls who are also, you have your music career, you have your business as a night shift and blind tiger, you are ready to have a baby, and it's an I think amazing experience for us, even for the girls from the music industry to see that it's possible to combine it, to mix it together. And tell me, do you sacrifice something in your music career or being in your mom that you cannot be maybe with your child 24/7, or like how you managing these things?
So I feel like our careers make it really easy to manage because we perform at night. I thought about the fact that I haven't been touring as much already this past year, so that would be the only difficult part. But like I mentioned, having like the support of our families, her great grandma was just with us for over a month and we extended her stay because I got my first show back and she had no problem watching her. So besides being able to work from home, and just be with the baby and then, go leave at night and we had her great grandma watch her. It's been really easy. And you mentioned something else that I wanted to talk about. Sorry, the mom brain is real. I always forget things. I'm like, what was I doing?
So your memory is getting...
They call it mom brain, and I think it's a real thing. Just like very forgetful.
Interesting. I didn't have a kid, but I have the same.
It happens with everyone. Yes, I think mine just got worse. I feel like within our industry, we already have to make a lot of adjustments as we go. And, having a baby was just another adjustment in our life. And it was not much of a sacrifice. We still, I still took the booking sooner than I thought I was going to start playing. I wasn't planning to have my first set back until the 30th, actually, of November, which is this Saturday. But I got the booking 2 weeks prior, and I was like, okay, let's go. I'm ready. And I just feel the most, alive in a sense when I'm DJing. I think I mentioned to you before that while I was DJing pregnant, I had no issues whatsoever performing. You kind of just like forget about everything. You get into the moment with the music, and then you have the crowd, and it's just the energy. But really no sacrifices. I think the biggest sacrifice is going to be not being able to spend as much time with her once we do start to tour again, but she's going to be with family, and I just see like Fisher, for example, as inspiration.
For sure, the Fisher family.
Yes,
oh my God, when I look at them,
he always, since his, I think, goddaughter was young, she was always on stage with her, in the baby carrier with like the headphones on, and I just see, you know, him bringing her along, and now he has his own daughter, which he's probably going to do the same, and that's basically what me and Art would be doing as well. We kind of just want her to be there with us, and that's what's super exciting. We've like talked about how we can switch up like our touring routine, and we can like get a big bus, and my dad can drive, my mom will come and she'll just like watch the baby while we're at the shows, and you know, the baby will come along with us.
Oh,
you don't think so? She doesn't want a tour. Hi, mamacitas. I think she's hungry. Are you hungry? I think the biggest sacrifice has honestly been my sleep.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, because like all my girls, they're sleeping like 3 hours sleeping or 2, and they waking up to feed the kid. And
baby needs to eat every 3 hours, sometimes 4 max, but when she was born, it was like every hour almost. So I think as far as the biggest sacrifices go, it's definitely been sleep and my body. Yeah, that's it. But I don't let that get to me. I think I try to I think I have more gratitude towards life and my body, especially because it just brought me like a healthy child, and I had a healthy pregnancy and a healthy and safe delivery. So even though that was a sacrifice in a sense, because there's some women who don't want to sacrifice their bodies in that way as far as like image goes and whatnot, or whatever it could be, they choose to have like a surrogate, and they choose somebody else to have the baby for them, because it's pretty difficult. Here's her chuppies.
Hey, Chupi.
what, are you ready for that?
So that another thing you mentioned actually while you were talking, I was like trying to take notes on what to fall back on, and I forgot all of it. But it just came back to me. It was, you said like waiting for like the perfect moment.
No, honestly, I'm just waiting to be a wife first, and after that, like to have a kid.
Too, yeah, because it's like,
or not to be a wife, okay, to
you have a plan.
To find a person that you are ready to have a baby.
Yes,
like,
okay,
that's the point. Not like wedding is not the reason to have a baby or not. It's more about the person who
and that's important, because we had our baby after like 4 years of dating. And it's just been 5 years of knowing each other, so we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary. But we weren't married prior, and we're still not married, so that wasn't, you know, like a pressure on us, and our families were accepting of that.
That's so interesting that if we discuss this topic 5 years ago, okay, 10 years ago, I wouldn't like. I can think that yes, you have to be married before you have a baby and stuff, but time changes, and right now I really don't think that it's the priority for our
generation.
For us, for our generation, for our parents, yes, but not for us. So,
it's so different.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel just a pressure, or you think that? How do you feel about it? Yeah.
There actually wasn't much pressure, but I agree. I don't think that
you have this cliche in your head that
I think it is a cliche, but I feel like within our generation as well, like they see over that. People feel that it's a necessity, and some people don't. We're ones like, I mean, we haven't really talked about it too much, but just from what I see and how I feel, we love each other and we support each other, and we're just going to be there no matter what. So going back to just finding your person for sure.
Do you need the
Where's the chupi? Oh my god.
Папа, ты где?
Папа идет. Несет молоко.
Okay.
Чикимони?
So it's so funny that I'm sitting through the Blind Tiger Night Shift Instagram, and there is always suggestion of the mom's thing.
The baby content.
And and I start watching it. I'm like, how to feed, how to do this,
Everything.
how to do this. I'm like,
You learn a lot off Instagram. It's kind of crazy.
And I think
Like,
it's also because you didn't have your Instagram. You just
Yeah.
follow a lot
and
of
it listens
babies.
to you talk, right? So the baby
Oh,
suggestions would
yeah.
just start coming up on
Insane.
Instagram. Well,
So let's back.
We're
Let's,
back.
Yeah.
so the positivity.
Yeah, you're very
mindset.
positive, yes, and I like how you see this life and how you really like appreciate for everything. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of difficulties in your life and struggles and stress, but the way how you focusing on the good things is very, very interesting. So you were growing up like that, or how, from where it comes from?
I think it's just from. Oh, it's been a learning process. It's definitely come from the struggles, like you've said, and I've also had a lot of really good influence in my life. The biggest influence is my partner.
Yeah.
Every time I think that I am going through something difficult, he definitely brings out the positivity in me. I think he's the most positive person I've ever met.
So you mean that before you met Art, you've been like less, not like not positive, but I mean,
I think I think I've always been like this naturally, but even more so now with this career, it's easier to kind of get, I don't even know what to call it, like in a bad mindset, I guess, whether it's like anxiety, stress, depression, or anything. We perform at our highest highs and then you go home the same night, and some people
Yeah.
like hit a different low or a different energy. So it's mental health is like super important in this community, in this industry, and I think that I just continue to be in this mindset because I have him in my life every day. So whenever I am struggling in a sense, do we lose a chupi?
Yes.
Thank you. Where's the sosko? So I think that whenever, I might be not looking at things the way that I should be as far as my mindset goes, he definitely helps me in that sense. But a lot of books as well. There's so many good books out there,
Yeah.
and I'm not a big reader when it comes to picking up a book, but I love like a quick read, and there's this app called Headway,
Yeah.
and it will like summarize a book in 15 minutes, and you can read it, or it can be like an Audible book.
Yeah.
So that's really fun too, and I just I believe in the energy that you've kind of put out into the universe is what will happen. So I just try to always like think positive and attract positive
Yeah, and
things in a sense.
positivity comes back to
Yeah,
you. Yes,
exactly.
I agree.
So yeah, I think that things always happen for a reason, but you're also like the creator of what could happen.
Absolutely.
So
I agree with your vision, because I'm not a fan of the theory that everything is predicted by the
yeah.
God or universe. I assume that, as you said, everything happened for a reason, yes, but you also navigate these reasons and navigate your life
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, I'm a strong believer of that when it comes to us getting pregnant. Almost a year ago, it was in February of this year, and we're coming up on February, so that's crazy that we had found out. But yeah, I think, in the moment it was like, oh, is this the right time for us? I don't know. There's so many emotions going through our
So you had this
mind.
thought that this is like, are you ready for that for now?
Because we had thought of having children, but we never thought that it would be
Today.
like, oh, we found out today, so it's happening, 9 months from now. But as time continued, and we kind of not only just accepted it and, thought of it being as like a positive outcome, we really did feel that it ended up being the perfect time, and there's just all these factors to prove that. And I think that goes with anything in this industry and career. Like, you could feel like, oh, I'm having such a slow couple of months. Like me, for
Yeah.
example, my Instagram got hacked right after we announced our pregnancy. So I announced in May, got hacked in June. And I was so sad because we did a collab post for our pregnancy announcement, And with these newspapers, and since my account got deactivated, it like removed from his profile, so people like didn't really know that our pregnancy kind of just like got taken away from the internet. So it was interesting. People who really just came to the shows,
it was like
it was weird. I kind of took it as like a blessing in disguise, because even in that moment it was like a really big blow, especially for us. We kind of rely on our Instagrams. For some people, it gets them bookings. For others, you know, that's like all they really have to talk to their community, which was me. I was only using Instagram as my main platform. I had like my channel going strong. I was using Threads, yada yada, and it's a saying where I had all my eggs in one basket. So, you know, to this day when people ask me about that, I'm like, start an email thread, start like other ways of promo, like you have your YouTube. I just posted I finally started a YouTube channel. I finally like picked up my TikTok, but I think just to be able to take a break from social media, I took it as a blessing in disguise. But even then, I was like, okay, that's a low blow. I took a positive look to that. I always tried to think of the positives in any situation.
Too. I agree with you, and of course we have like a lot of like bad things around us, but I'm always trying to find the good things in the bad things. Like something worse can happen also, but it's not the worst situation, so you're just trying to find the good sides of the things.
It could always be worse, no matter what.
But let's mention that you created the new account of the Instagram, especially I think before one of the biggest events we both played, and I'm like, okay, it's cool, and I see that you have your new account, and I'm like, it's a cool start for you to like to say like, hello, I'm here,
I'm back.
And it's so cool. Tell me how you got booked for John Summit. It's so interesting, and I'm so happy that we had a chance to be part of this show.
The only girls on the lineup all 3 days.
No, it's so insane.
Just kidding. No, there was another one.
Athena? Who?
At the stadium, there was another girl.
I know, but she played in the second one, right? Not the opening.
The
Fallon opening.
And then after
the second day, after Fallon.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Me too, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, let's.
Jawara.
Okay. I've never heard about her before, but right now we know, and it's really cool. And before I played there, I didn't know what the venue is, because I was thinking that Kia Forum is some like car stadium. I didn't know how big it was and how important this venue for the music industry in LA. And when we were on the way to the stadium, then it said, oh, you know that like big rappers performed here and stuff. And I'm like, oh, no way, wow. And we came to the stadium and I saw all these names, and I'm like, no fucking way. Here we play Michael Jackson, Elton John, like Keys, I don't know, Pussycat Dolls, everything, like from the rock to the pop, electronic, like Billie Eilish, whatever. And I'm like, no way, we're gonna perform on the same stage. And this feeling was like, so tell me, what kind of feeling did you have?
I was speechless, honestly. It took me so long. I think I finally processed everything. It took me like a week to process that I even got booked for the show. And then since the show, it took me time to also process, because then I also had to like pick back up on posting and recapping about an event. And my social media manager is also a mom, taking care of the baby. It's me. So now I have like, not only am I a mom, which is a full-time job, like now I'm back on my socials. But it was just so surreal. Like I'm still kind of just in shock. And just so happy and grateful. But the way I got booked was actually really interesting, and it was just, I don't know, I feel so blessed, because going back to me not having an Instagram, at the time that I got reached out to, it was just a cold email, and my friend who helps manage our emails saw it before anybody else did and was like, hey, we got to respond to this. You got, you know, like a booking offer to play at John Summit. And I was like, what do you mean? So crazy. And I thanked him, and I met the person who booked me. He came by my green room and we just chatted, and I was like, I'm just so shocked that I got booked for the show with no socials, no releases. All I had that helped him book me was just a couple old mixes on my SoundCloud.
So
And
the reason to book you, it was the SoundCloud mixes, or
Yeah, I essentially...
how he was just like scrolling the SoundCloud, or how does it happen?
Right.
He
so
found you.
basically, somebody put in a good word for me, and I think they worked with Insomniac. So I was suggested, and then he was like, I went to go look up your Instagram, and I couldn't find you on Instagram, and I didn't find you on Spotify because I have no releases. So he found my SoundCloud, and I have like less than 500 followers, and I don't even remember my latest mix is maybe like when I played Clooney almost a year ago.
But it's still a tech house and good set.
I mean, I've actually, ever since I started playing, maybe 4 years ago now, my style of music has like been the same. I can play the songs that I played back then. Like I've just, I don't know, stay like true to my style. But yeah, he's like, it was just your mixes on SoundCloud and a good word was all I needed. And that made me so happy to hear, because I was like, well, I don't need to have like a pop-in release that's charting. Like I don't need to have like a huge following or socials. They just wanted me for the music that I play.
It's a really great example, because as you said, you didn't have like releases, and that day you didn't have an Instagram, and the person really trusts you because of the music, because of the mixes that you have. I had one question. One guy asked me from a different country, like how you get booked, and as I was wondering too, how does it happen? It's interesting, you know, how the people came to you, because LA like full of the DJs. Like for the local open DJs, it's like a lot of the artists. So you're just like, why us? Like me, why you? And as I understand, it's someone from Insomniac put a good word for me as well. So
it was just, I think my mixes showcasing my talent and my sound, and a good word was all that I needed. And I think for other people to kind of have the same opportunity and outcome as far as like getting bookings, I think it's just staying true to yourself. And you know, we have this saying when it comes to us building our sets, oh, what are we gonna play? Just play your favorite songs.
So do you think
Don't chase the hype.
This is the how right to say, so to have a good music, to have a good like reputation, if someone like knows you in the music industry, is it enough to have a good shows right now?
I think
today
so.
This is the main thing.
I think so, because there was a lot of pressure on me when I first started.
In which way?
Was like, so many ways, but specifically when it comes to releasing music, oh, she doesn't have any songs out, oh, she, you know, this and that. I was getting approached by people to ghost produce me. I was getting people that were working for labels trying to get me to have a track out like as soon as possible. And I was just like getting comfortable as a DJ, and not only as a DJ, but as a event organizer and like so many other roles in our company as well, that I had just done a career change, and like all of this was happening in my first year of DJing and just, you know, taking on my brand full time. And till this day I still don't have releases, and it's always been in the back of my head like, oh, she needs more, you know, she needs a release to get more bookings or yada yada. But I think I've been in the positions that I've been in because I've just stayed true to myself. I've played the songs that I like. I don't really like chase the hype, and I have fun with it. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you have fun with it.
It's a really great example, because like Fallon, who also opened for like the second day, he traveled as I think around the world, kind of like performing and stuff, which is I like him a lot. He's a really cool guy. I forgot from which country is it, like Scotland or like some North Europe. European guy, but you're really like a great example, especially I think to be back to the scene after to have a baby. It's such a great reason, like it's like boom, so cool.
And I think too, like my time to be fully in the studio is now. Like I'm even more inspired than ever, and we're not going to be touring as hard, at least for a couple more months, and we just kind of built out our home studio as well, so I definitely feel like it's coming, and I just, even though there was pressure on me pretty heavily in the beginning, it kind of discouraged me from that. I was like, whoa, why is it, you know, so serious, or like, why would I have somebody ghost produce me? You know, I just didn't feel comfortable, but now I feel more comfortable with it. I found my sound. I am more aligned with like my brand and what I want to showcase as, you know, as a brand.
So you have more confidence because of what? Because of the baby, or
I
you
think
changed?
just with everything. I have more just with the time that it's been, and I've gone through like a lot of growth, and yeah, now the baby is here too, and my time has changed. I'm not going to be traveling as much, so I'll have more time at home in the studio, and yeah, it's just different now. But as far as, you know, getting the chance to play the John Summit show, it was really cool that it was mainly just about the music, so that was also really inspiring too, because I feel like a lot of the songs that I am going to be producing and putting out is going to be very aligned with what I already play, and I think that's what's really important, because a lot of people sometimes like too many genres, so when they are producing, they have a difficult time, I think, being able to like not only fit it with a label, but with a set. I don't know. I think as an artist, you kind of need to know who you are as a person first to be able to create art, and to be able to create art easily too.
I think the thing that you're saying, I can relate to myself, because I'm in the music industry not for a long time, and I think I'm still on my way to find the... Every time I think that I found it, but tomorrow I think that I'm still in the process, on the way, so...
Yeah, it's a journey, and it changes like every day as well. And I think that is also the best part of it all.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned before, because of how much of a journey this career path is, and how things are always changing, I think that's what's made it easy to take on the new responsibility of being parents. It was, you know,
Absolutely.
This industry is pretty difficult, and being a parent is difficult, and it actually brought out a lot of people in our community that are like, hey, I'm a parent too. Like, they have kids that are up to like 21 years old, actually. We know some people.
Yeah.
Or they have babies that are really young. So you don't really know who is out there at these events that we're playing or going to support our friends that are also parents. So it kind of like shed light on the whole situation. We're like, oh, they're out at these events all the time, and they have, you know, a child too. So there's just a lot of inspiration, I think, coming from all aspects that kind of inspire you as a person to be a better artist, or to...
And I think also you give the inspiration to the girls right now. I mean, for me, like, for sure, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of other people as well, because like how you're managing everything, like, we can see your light and your confidence, and of course thanks to your partner and to your family for the support, but I mean, like, the way how you confident in your life right now, and I'm pretty sure you don't have to like it's not like about that you have to remove, I don't know, parenting or music. It's comes together, everything, and right now you're a mother and the artist, and like an amazing girlfriend, partner at the same time. Like, it's super cool.
Thank you.
So it's been like 4 or 5 months between we filmed the first podcast and right now, and you still had a lot of events on your last months. Tell me, what did you have? Like, what's happened?
Much happened. So the cool thing about not having an Instagram since we last spoke, since you know, I did just get it back for the John Summit show, I was like, okay, I guess I should make an Instagram. But it was a good amount of time. It gave me the time physically and mentally to focus on my career and the music, and also just on myself and like the whole pregnancy. So I think that made my pregnancy also just go really smooth and easy, and allowed me to perform and be really comfortable with it. And I just played like a lot of shows with Blind Tiger at Solar. I pretty much had like a summer residency, we stopped my shows at the afters, and I was like, okay, outdoor events only. It was just, better air quality. I was really focused on that, and it was not difficult for me. Not only physically was it not difficult, but we were just like mentally aware and safe of everything going on as far as like the decibel meters.
Yeah.
For example, we went to a day trip festival because Art got booked to play.
Yeah.
I had played 2 years in a row prior to this year. So it was really fun to be able to go back and now, bring her in the valley. And I just love that festival so much.
It was so hot, right? Or
It
the
was
trip?
hot, but when we played Splash House, that was hot. And I had to talk to my doctor about that because that was so much later.
It was insane. I don't
It
know.
was-
Did you know about my show?
Yeah,
That's
your
the
equipment shut off, right?
everything.
Your guys' weekend, the weekend before, was like 10 degrees hotter,
It's
which is a lot
insane.
when it's like over 100.
No, like really, we cannot physically like stay. I was like continue to play because I had to,
Yeah.
but all my team, I see that one of my friend almost like passed.
out.
All like everyone were like trying to film my set, but all the cameras shut off. The phones didn't work, like everything, and
crazy.
I'm just like staying, and all my tone, my makeup start melting and
Yeah,
go to my eyes.
same.
And I'm like, I
It
cannot
was
see.
so bad. Oh my
Yeah, so
God.
and I don't know how you did it on the 9 months or
It was
like 8 months
crazy,
pregnancy.
yeah, because all of my solar shows were outdoors at night, like super easy. I would show up late, the boys would go and set up, and then I'd play my set and I would leave. And when we went to Day Trip Festival, the weather was cool. I was worried about being out all day, but I think at that point I was like maybe 5 months pregnant, and the belly was still small. I did have a chair during his set for me to like just sit down for a moment because that was already at the end of the night. So I think I was like already building up my, stamina and like
Yes.
just preparing for Splash House, because that was also towards the end of my pregnancy where I knew it was going to be like maybe the last set of mine.
But not.
And I had to, and it wasn't, no. And I had to talk to my doctor. I was like, okay, we're going to Palm Springs. It's going to be like 150 degrees, and I have a set. We're playing for over an hour at like the peak of the heat at 1 p.m. And she was worried for me because, she obviously like should not have a heat stroke while pregnant, but also was not worried for me because I was like, I'm ready. Like I have my compression socks ready for the drive because you can't.
No, you're smart. You're
There's
not
so
like
many things, and I actually had to negotiate a green room essentially for.
So how your
me
rider
to
changed
use.
during
Yeah,
the pregnancy?
So a
What
lot
do you
of
added?
people were able to accommodate me during the pregnancy, like the Splash House team.
Okay.
For example, as an opener at my hotel, I don't know about your hotel, but they were not going to offer us a green room.
Yeah.
There was not going to be like a green room for us to go to before or after our set, and I was like, no, I'm going to be, I don't even know how many months pregnant I was at that point. I think like 8 months pregnant. I need to like have a place to sit down indoors that's like cool. And they were super accommodating with that,
Yeah.
and we had it no problem, and it ended up being a green room that was split with one of our really good friends, DJ Susan.
Yeah.
So that was fun. We kind of just had access to his room the whole day, and I think if I didn't have that the first day, since we showed up so early, I would have struggled for sure. But during our set, I was focusing on trying not to dance as much, which is really hard during your set, right? But because it makes you hotter.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at the clock and I'm like, oh, we still have 30 minutes left. Like, that's crazy. So I was just downing water. Athena was there, and she was like, hi, baby. You know how she is always taking care of you.
I'll take care,
What do you need? I'm like, water. Just like so much water left and right. But yeah, it was great. I did feel like I was on the verge of my limit, I think, for sure. But it was just so hot. I don't know how anybody even just, I pulled through pretty easy. But yeah, when I got back to the room, I was like, whoa, I could like feel my pulse in my face because I was just so
For sure.
hot, and yeah, the makeup sweated off. I was ready, I was prepared. I braided my hair. I was like, I'm not playing today. I would have cut my hair off had I not been able to braid it. I'm telling you, the short hair, it's calling my name because I have so much hair. That was like the main thing. I was like, what am I wearing and how can I keep my hair out of my face, for sure. But that was not my last set. My last set was the set that we did.
Yeah, it was your last set?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my last set, yeah.
It was 9 months?
Was when we played at the Blind Tiger block party. Yeah. It was because at that point my due date was in 2 weeks. So, no, the block party was my last set. Yeah. Was it? I know.
I think so, maybe. Yes.
It was because I actually was also I was supposed to play the afters that night as well.
Yeah.
And then we were like, no, I'm not going into the after hours at 9 months pregnant. It's not happening. That was a cute idea, but yeah.
You have to take care of you, just like balancing
just like
between.
the ventilation. And I was when we were at events, I was protecting the belly. I would like walk around holding out my arms, except for this one time that I was telling you about earlier. We played at Bang Bang in San Diego, my boyfriend and I think at that point it was before we did Splash House, so I was maybe like 7 months pregnant. But we walk out on the streets and it's in the gas lamp district, and it's just a promenade, so there's just like people everywhere, and all the clubs had already shut down, so the streets are flooded with people. And you know how some creepy guys can be, they just grab you out of nowhere, right? He saw me coming. I was behind Art. Art wasn't next to me, so I think he thought I was by myself, or maybe he didn't care because he just grabbed me, and it's like he meant to grab my side, but instead he grabbed my belly.
Grab like
he literally
what?
Grabbed my belly. I was so mad. He grabbed her. I was so mad. I was ready to have Art punch him in the face. And usually I'm like, no, we're not punching anybody in the face, even if he wants to. I'm like, we're walking away from the situation.
But he grabbed.
Laughs, but it's
But
so
he
true.
grabbed accidentally, or he wanted to do something?
No, purposely, because this
For
guy
what?
was like to be
just
an annoying,
touch?
creepy guy. Yeah, he was filming and like walking by, and it's like he wanted me to be in his video. So he like grabbed me on the side
for the content,
and
okay.
grabbed my belly, and I literally was like, I looked at him and was like, don't touch me. And I threw him off, and he was like still recording. And I was like, do not. I was so mad. And I right away was like, Art, he touched me. He grabbed the belly. And he's like so focused on getting like 8 of us to the Uber through the sea of people. I was so mad.
It was the only one situation when
that was the only incident the whole time during the pregnancy where I felt like violated in a sense or unsafe. Like anywhere else, especially at our shows, and that was just like at a very, I don't know what to call it, crazy part of San Diego.
But when you went to any different parties, being like
no
7,
issues.
8,
oh my gosh.
I mean,
people were so loving. They would see me like at day trip and they're like, you're pregnant, and just like so much love and support just from random people in our community as well. It was the best. Like it was so cute. And if people wanted to touch the belly, they would ask me, like,
for
can I
sure.
touch the belly? I'm like, sure.
I think
So
it
was
wasn't
just
just
that
you
one.
pregnant. I think it was pregnant you and all your community at the same time.
Yeah,
because
like
everyone
we were
was
all
worried
having a baby.
and stuff.
Yeah, we were all having a baby. And so they were really excited for me, and also excited that I'm back as well. Not everybody's been able to see me perform yet. Because obviously, like, John Summit was sold out. We did the Blind Tiger afterwards, but we weren't announced. We kind of just like popped in secretly. We put mom and dad on the flyers.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you get it, you get it. And some people did, and they pulled up, and that was really fun. But yeah, it's funny.
I think
not
people
having
were
a
super
belly
happy
anymore.
to see you,
To see us,
with you back.
Because it doesn't feel like we were gone for as long as we were, because we really weren't gone for too long.
It's not about the time, it's about the changes that you came a different
a lot
person.
of
That
changes.
you're a mother right now. Yes, you're a mom.
Yeah, I am a different person. Like, I'm still in my recovery process as well, and just like healing. I think
When you're saying different, what do you mean? What did changes?
Well, there's a lot of physical changes, and I think that's been interesting to kind of learn how to get through and navigate, especially us as like women performers. I love fashion, and whenever I perform, like I love to dress up.
Yeah, I can see that you always look perfect, like your makeup. No, I mean, it's not, it's fact that your hair, your makeup, like your clothes, outfits, always with idea.
love it.
It's not like you just
Yeah.
putting something like
I think so.
trendy. You're putting something that fits you, that you feel
I think
it's
it's
your
just
style.
part of, yeah, like ever since I was younger, and I also have like a dance background.
Yeah.
So to me, like performing and playing a DJ set is like it's a performance in
sure.
a sense. No matter if it's like, let's say, a small bar and no one's there, or at a stadium show. So in my head, I'm like, oh, we're getting ready. Like, we're going to do hair and makeup. Like, we're going to wear something fun. It's like, the first thing I think about is not what I'm playing. It's like, what am I wearing? You too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can spend hours where sometimes I feel
I'm
myself
like,
guilty.
I don't even have to get a set together. As long as I have my flash drive and I obviously have sets on there, I'm like, what are we wearing?
No, it's so funny. I'm always making
outfit
fun of it.
comes
I'm like, yes, such a girl. Like, Dad is always
I
sitting
love
with the
it.
music like 24/7, and me like, what I'm gonna wearing for my
And then it
set
gets the
first.
boys get ready in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I'm gonna shower and put on a t-shirt. They don't like, it's so funny. At least with art, I'm like, did you brush your hair? Did you put some hair product?
No, it's so funny.
But yeah, that was difficult for me getting ready for the John Summit show. I was like, ooh, what am I gonna wear? I haven't played in a while. It got to the point when I was performing with the belly. I just say the belly, that I didn't have a problem wearing like tight clothes or to like show the bump or
Yeah.
to even have it showing and exposed.
So like
'cause I've,
unique
always,
detail.
yeah,
Like
I always would like show a little stomach anyways, but now since having a baby, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to wear tight clothes, or I don't feel comfortable like showing my stomach right now. And it's winter, so I kind of like played around with the fact that we were playing in a stadium, and I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta wear a jersey. It's
Yeah.
game time. So my really good friend Vivian, her brother has a brand called Sinner Seeking, and he has a really good streetwear clothes. And I was like, I think I need to wear a jersey this weekend. Like, it's just giving game time, you know, stadium. That's my direction with my outfit. And like, I was already trying to figure it out so that way I wasn't stressing and I felt comfortable as well. And yeah, they just gave me the sickest jersey. And like with that, I was like, okay, I'm wearing pants and my platform sneakers, which I'm so glad I wore because the table was so
Girl,
tall.
I
Were
had
you on
like
your tippy
I
toes?
did, yeah, I have this like a regular, I think Jordan or whatever, like not like the platform.
Yeah.
And I was DJing like that.
Oh my God.
And I, of course, I understand it because of the platform has to move after like all sets, but they cannot bring anything
They
because
could though, if you had it on your rider.
I was
It's called
thinking
a riser.
I know I didn't like. We just came and I'm like, okay, nothing. Maybe we
I know.
had to ask, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, for me, we got to the stadium and like we got there an hour before my set. Like at 6:01, I played at 7. I'm like, perfect, because since it was my first show back
Yeah.
with my new schedule, it's so crazy. The baby needs to eat every like 3 hours less or less, and then I'm pumping every 2 hours and just trying to like sleep on top of that, and my time is her time. Like I said, my time's been the biggest sacrifice. It was really a challenge for me to get my set ready and myself ready and make sure the baby's good for her first like time by herself
Yeah.
without us and with
How many
her
hours
great-grandma.
you were out of home?
We left the house at 5 because it took an hour to get to
Yeah.
the stadium, and we didn't come home until almost 5 a.m. because we went to the
So
after.
12 hours.
Yeah. So it wasn't only just my longest time away from the baby, my longest time out, but also like the baby being home on her own. It was just a very big deal.
And who
and
was
it
with
was
the
my
baby?
first setback too. Great grandma. So
Okay.
she was already visiting us and, you know, just helping out as we like get our routine in, and as I was like healing after having the baby. And then I got the booking, and I got the booking on the baby's like first month of her first month milestone. I was like, wow, she just turned 1 month, and I got a booking for 2 weeks ahead, I think
Yeah.
it was. So we asked her, we're like, can you stay and watch the baby? Like, we just felt the most comfortable with, you know, Art's grandma watching her, and she was so thrilled to do it. So that was really nice and easy on us. But yeah, just getting out the door to the show it was really hard, honestly.
Have you worried like during your set, how is my baby? Did you have these thoughts during like the show or like this whole 12
No,
hours?
Yes. We were constantly like checking the cameras just to see how they were doing and
Just, like,
just
playing
showing
set.
everyone live like here's the baby and grandma, and it was super cute. So we thought about her all the time, but during my set I don't think so. I mean, I like barely even remember to drink anything when I'm DJing. It's so funny, I can like never finish a drink. There's some people who get like super drunk during their
Yeah.
set, but I am like the slowest drinker. Even when I'm not playing, I'll like have the same drink for so long. It's crazy. Unless it's water, I don't know why. But yeah, while I was playing, I didn't really think about her. But actually, right after I did, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I just played for my first time without the baby in my belly. Because I also started like, I was taking pictures with our photographer, and I'm so used to holding the belly and like posing that I did it. And so did Art when he posed with me. He went to hold the belly, and I'm like, it's not there anymore. We gotta remember she's not in there. So that was really funny. That was something to get used to. So definitely like a lot of news and firsts with this first set back. Besides that, you know, being the main thing. So I mean, it went really smooth. Even I had to finish getting ready and getting my set ready in the car on the way there, and I think I ate my dinner in the green room, so I was like in a sense still running behind. And you know, by the time we got into the green room, it was like 30 minutes until sound check, and even my team was like, this is the earliest we've ever been. So it still kind of went how it was supposed to.
So,
I mean, you can't really control anything.
No, of
you
course.
Just kind
of
of gotta like
just
try your best.
Prepare it, yes.
Just try your best.
It's so interesting when I prepare myself for John Summit and like to do any preparation. I thinking on the like at the same time about you, how you can handle everything the same,
my
but
gosh.
with a baby, I'm like,
Yeah.
but Janessa,
If I can do it,
has,
you can do
she
it.
has to make a set and also to change
Exactly.
diapers, and also
A
feed
diaper.
a baby, and also sleep like 3 hours. But I can sleep like
Right.
10, but you're not. And I'm always comparing myself, not like compare, but put myself to your
And other
shoes
people's
and imagine
situations.
like she's doing everything the same plus
Yeah.
baby, and it's like no way.
I
And
try
was
to
so
give myself more like credit, I guess, in a
Yeah.
sense. I'm like, okay, you know, I actually read this thing probably on Instagram. Like I said, since our phones listen to us, it just suggests a lot of like mom content. And it was like, if the only thing that you did today was feed your baby, that was enough, mama. And I'm like, you're right. Because it was just a lot of that. And I don't even think I had time to build my set for the John Summit show until the night before. And I didn't finish until like 3 a.m., which is really late for us in our schedule because we're waking up so often throughout the night. So yeah, it was crazy. I think I even was still finishing it up until the point that we arrived to the stadium. I used like all my time. So still learning how to
managing everything.
yeah, just manage
together.
everything. But like I said, at least I don't have like a 9 to 5, and we don't have to like put her with some random nanny right now. We still have like the time at home since we work from home, and with that, I'm just going to be in the studio more. And whenever we do have sets that we need to go play, it's just for like an hour or two, so we could always just like go, I call it plug and play. Just plug in and play and leave. And yeah, I think it happened a lot sooner than I was expecting it to happen, but I felt like 100% to get back on the decks, and I was really excited for it.
It's so interesting, like how you did it in the first months of having a baby. I mean, like it was the first challenge, and you passed this test. Like, very good.
It was huge. We actually stepped out for our first time into like the nightlife scene a week before the show. We purposely, and we wanted to
I
go
remember
to Easton Dubs. And we're like, ooh, we're pretty tired. Honestly, we could stay home right now, but we should go. We really like Easton Dubs, and not only that, it would just be like a really good way for us to kind of get used to being in that environment again. So that way we didn't have to do it all at once when we went to the stadium show the next week. So we got like a little 4-hour night out at the Easton Dub Show and Academy, and that was really fun. So that was like preparation, and that was actually my first time like getting ready and finding out what fits me and what I can wear. And so that was different, but yeah, I'm still getting used to it all. And now I have another show this weekend. I just
Oh,
got
yes,
yeah,
yes.
on Saturday I just got a booking to go to Fresno for my first time.
Yes, congrats. I saw that, and
Thank
I'm
you.
like, it's so cool that you
It
still
just
have.
happens, yeah. So it was interesting because I went from having no Instagram to
Yeah.
being like on full maternity leave and not playing shows for almost 2 months to then getting 2 really big shows.
Good
And
bookings,
yeah,
like-
some good bookings. And now I'm like building my Instagram and I'm feeling like inspired again and getting back into it and like just getting comfortable with everything and how things are.
And I can say that I'm happy to see. Bye. I'm happy to see your face on the Instagram. When I see your story, I'm like, oh, so cool, because we never seen your story for a long time.
Yeah.
With your faces, how you doing,
I
like
know,
with
right?
the baby, and I'm like, oh my god, it's something.
It's interesting
different.
because I'm like, ooh, there's so much now that's missing from my social presence in a sense. Right now I have the opportunity to post about what's happening in the moment. So
Yeah.
John Summit, and I had a lot of fun with how I wanted to roll out that content, and also learning how to like post and be on Instagram again is really
Yeah.
interesting, especially with like my new full-time mom job. But yeah, just being back on Instagram and figuring out like what I want to do with my new account and just building it up. It's interesting because I'm getting better engagement with 500 followers than
Yeah.
I was prior with my old account. So I am not worried about, not having any followers, especially because I got the booking with no Instagram. So I'm
For
kind of
sure.
just like, I don't let things stress me out, I guess, in a sense. I take it as it is and I just go with the flow and keep that positive mindset.
We're just getting your positivity.
People always say, like, have you heard the saying, another day, another dollar? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say,
Everything will come like.
like another
Just-
day, you like try
Yes.
again. I'd say another day, another sleigh.
In Russia, it's called you have a day, you have like a food, like
Another day you have
like
food?
yeah. Будет день, будет пища. I think it's the same meaning.
Yeah, you'll have the opposite.
You will have a day, you have a food, like no worries, everything
Yeah.
will come.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you don't have it, like you will have it tomorrow, no worries.
Yeah.
Like everything will be good. But let's say that you have Blind Tiger event, Art Birthday, we're celebrating
That
in sound.
too. Yeah, so I actually I'm basically ending this year with 4 really good bookings after not performing for almost 2 months
Mm-hmm.
since being on, I guess that you call it like maternity leave, which
Yeah.
is really funny because I'm self-employed, so I kind of go on leave when I wanted to and get back to work when I want to. We're
Yeah.
super blessed for that. And I probably should have started my maternity leave a little bit sooner than 2 weeks before
Yeah.
the baby came. But, I kind of just listened to my body and I felt ready to like when to stop and also when to start up again. So not only did I have like the John Summit show and then side piece on
Yeah.
Saturday, then we are back at Sound Nightclub, which is super
And
exciting.
everyone is super excited, yeah, because
Oh my gosh, we love Sound. We had a 16-week residency there back in like 2022, I believe it was. So that was the first time we performed at Sound, and the first time Blind Tiger was at Sound. We took over Space Yacht's Tuesday residencies, so it was in collaboration with them. So Sound kind of is like our home in a sense,
yes.
yeah. And the last time we played there was in March, so I was pregnant at the time in March, the last Sound set
Yeah.
that I did, but we hadn't told anybody yet. So I'm excited to be back for his birthday, and that's going to be super fun too.
Yeah, and I think that this episode will be out before the show, so we're super excited to listen.
Blind Tiger
Like
back
the
at Sound.
residents of the Blind Tiger, right? Because it's Shroomy, Cole.
Oh yeah, we have like all of our
Art,
Blind Tiger
you
residents.
playing as well,
Mhm.
right? So we're
So
super
I
excited.
think our special guest essentially is going to be the Sabrasura Boys.
Yes.
Because they don't perform with us as often, so that's going to be really fun. It's a super special back-to-back with our friend Skanka. So
This will be, I think it's a good show before the Christmas, before the New Year,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like a finished chapter, it's like the end of the movie with
Yeah.
everything that happened for the whole year, your pregnancy, all your shows,
Yeah.
your amazing gigs. I don't know, I have a goosebumps right
Thank
now because
you.
it's everything is together and you went through like a lot of changes, and I think it's like a good like end of the year.
Yeah, really good end of the year. I'm super
Like to
grateful for that.
celebrate with all your friends, with the people who
Yeah.
were around you for the whole year
Yeah.
during your special time.
Exactly.
And yes, what you wish to yourself for the next year?
Ooh, so I think once we get through these last couple of shows this year, like at Sound, and then we have another one coming up at a hangar. That's
Yeah.
going to be our last show of the year on the 28th of December. You've actually performed there before. It's like an airplane hangar.
Yes, I like this
You
location.
liked it?
Yeah, I like it, honestly.
Ooh, I
I was
hear that.
thinking it will be more like a rave, but it was like a
Like a warehouse,
good
but
rave.
it's different.
Good
Yeah.
rave, yes.
I'm excited. So we're going to be there on the 28th too. I think for next year, I just hope to, and I know that it's going to be the same things. All the good things are going to keep coming. We're going to be working really hard next year. We have some big things that we really want to come into fruition, and we're actually already planning out next year too, which is really fun because we pretty much know what we're doing, I think, up until April.
Yeah.
We're starting off the year strong. We're going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
We're making it like a blind tiger retreat in a sense.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you'd like to join.
I'm waiting my travel passport, but I would love to.
You're still waiting on your passport?
I should to get in January. So I have my green card, but I'm renewing my travel passport. So I'm like with my
You'll get it in January?
suit, like on my way, like at the airport. I'll be
No,
waiting.
seriously.
No,
We're leaving
so-
like January 28th. Maybe you'll have
Costa
it by then.
Rica, yeah. So let's see.
So
I would love to.
It'll be fun. Yeah, the Martinez brothers are
I've,
playing
like,
at this festival.
6 years I wasn't out of the country, so I'm like so excited
ready.
to go somewhere.
Oh my gosh, we're going to Ibiza.
I want to go too. So
You're
I
going.
would love to
You
see you
are
guys
going.
there. And
Oh yeah.
um,
That was fun. You're gonna love Ibiza.
let me wish you for the future year. I really wanted you to be the chill mom as you want, like
Thank
as
you.
yeah, because I think if you will be calm and you will find your zen, the baby will be happy and healthy, and this is the main thing. And I wish you really the best gigs because you already proved that you can have a really great gigs after like a month of have a baby, and as we mentioned, like without Instagram and something. So
Yeah.
I think you have already everything that you wish for.
Thank you.
Like the
yeah.
house, your parents around you, your partner, and yeah. Hopefully
Thank
one
you.
day you will you will be with me and I will be with the baby.
Oh yes, it'll happen.
Okay, my
never
mom's
know
instinct
when.
is waking up. One day.
You never know when. Might be sooner than you think.
Okay.
She's like, wait 1 second.
Yes, I'm going to see this. I'm
You
kidding.
can borrow mine.
Yes,
can borrow
so
mine.
thank you so much for inviting us to your house.
Thank
and
you.
wish you the best gig this Saturday, and
Thank
inviting
you.
everyone to
Sound Nightclub, December
December.
15th, Sunday. Binge Watch's birthday. You already know what time it is. Thank you. I appreciate it. 2025. It ain't ready for us.